Hola, mi amigos. I thought for my thought of the week, I would, uh, mainly I had this idea, and I got this idea, um, kind of from a friend, but I kind of had this idea in my head. Um, and so it's just about judging and assumptions, kind of like judging a book by its cover, kind of thing. So, yeah, I of course had to go more into thought about this one. And one thing I don't understand is people's pre uh, assumptions. I can't think of the word, the official word but how people just they automatically say um, say you see somebody of course it's the okay, say you see somebody who looks like gangsta or gangster, whatever, or the where the baggy hoodies, all that kind of stuff. But we always have that that um, we have that assumption that, oh, they're a bad person, they do gangbangs, they go shoot up, they do drugs, they do all that kind of stuff. But we assume that, but we don't know that. Like, we don't know the persons, but we just automatically assume that because of what they're doing, they look like is what they are. We judge them accordingly to our own beliefs, and it's kind of upside down, where the assumption process, where we should, like, the whole judging by people's looks rather than judging by people's actions, which is not the way it should be. Because, okay, I'm gonna use an example. I have a friend of mine, who he he's dating this girl, and there's one person kind of got after him. Like, she thought it was ridiculous that who he was dating, and how the relation. It's not the relationship isn't going bad, because it sounds like it's going actually pretty well, but the person was just judging him for dating her, and but this person doesn't even really know the girl. This she's just judging my friend's girlfriend, just without even knowing who she was, knowing the relationship, knowing how it's going, knowing really anything. It just automatically just belittling my friend, and it's just kind of like, really? Like, if they like each other, if it's going well, and they have a strong relationship, and it's based on good foundations, then more power to them. Like, and if you're not, and and it's different when it's people who are close to you, and it's like they're not, they're like trying to look out for you, and they're just expressing their opinion. Like, if you're, and you have a choice to take it in or not. But if it's someone who's not even that close to you, that's just on your Facebook, and it's just there because you just add them on Facebook, you didn't add them because and then you talk to them all the time. But that's what basically this person was to my friend. They're just somebody on Facebook, and they just out of the blue kind of thing, oh, hey, wagging their finger, and kind of, in a way, kind of religiously, in a way, maybe. I'm not really sure, but they were judging him, and I thought that was ridiculous. And he was getting really all, his feathers were getting all really ruffled, and he was upset about it, and distraught, and I was there for him, and I vouched for, I was there to express how I was sharing in his feeling, I guess. And but the whole, it's only one person, so it still affects us when it's one person. One person says something negative, like I said in my last video. Negative usually takes more impact than positive, which, again, like I said, it's ridiculous, but whatever. So yeah, that's my examples, the judging before knowing, and or we in the whole, or assuming that, like, if we, like, we just assume things, like, way people, or we just assume, like, even if we've seen somebody do something once, we just assume that they're going to continually do it. Like, I'm gonna use race right now. Like how people they say, oh, natives are always are alcoholics. They drink. They do all that kind of stuff. It's like, if you've encountered some that have done that, then doesn't mean like the whole entire race of natives are like that. It's just a racist assumption. Or with blacks, that they're always stealing and all that kind of stuff. Like, I actually saw a video. This guy was on a game show, and I don't know what the name of the game show or what the synopsis or the summary of the show or whatever, but this native looking guy, they're voting for this guy to see, if he should, like, go past the next round, I guess. That's the way he was looking. And he was like, I don't like the look of the guy. And, mainly the reason why I don't like him and to vote for him is because he's black. And there was a black guy on this panel of people who were voting for him. And the guy was just like, are you kidding me? Like, that was the stupidest thing you've ever said. It's like, I even sat in the car next to you, and you just say that. He's like, well, I've encountered many people who are black, and they have wronged me. It's like, really? You just judge them, the whole entire race, because a few people have wronged you that of that race or of that color or whatever. It's like, no, you're judging them. You're not judging them accordingly. Yeah. I'm sorry that the people have wronged you, but it doesn't give you the right or to do that at all. And it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, smack upside the head. Hey, hello? Like, just flush racism and, like, judging and assumptions down the drain. Like, people just, the whole judging thing is like, oh, I'm a judge person. Do you have a gavel? Were you given, like, a certificate saying you are a judge or you can go to a courtroom and you can give out sentences to people? No? Then shut up. Like, I've done it too, and I'm sorry about that. I've done it, and then I have to, like, retry something. I go, wait a minute, no, hold on, whoops. I guess it's human. I understand, kind of human nature, but we can work around human nature. That's an excuse for everything. It seems for some people, it's like, oh, it's human nature. We'll work around that then. You're human, but you're your own person. Be your own person. Don't just, like, clump yourself with all of human race. Like, because, everyone's the same. Everyone acts the exact same. Like, yeah, sure. And it just throws me for a loop that I think is ridiculous. How people just, they do that. And the whole, or, I'll go with movie reviews. The people they look at a trailer, or they look at or they hear from somebody else like, oh man, that's just a bad movie. Oh, that looks bad. Oh, I don't want to see that. It looks ridiculous. And yes, there are some trailers and okay, like the movie Gravity that's coming out. It looks completely stupid. Like, they're just spinning in space for hours on end, not doing anything, and it's just like, I can't remember her name, but I know she's Miss Congeniality. But anyways, she's just spinning in space for hours, and, like, because the space station got, like, destroyed or something, and she's, like, spinning in space. That seems like the whole movie. It's like, are you kidding me? It looks ridiculous. I'm not seeing that. And yes, I'm assuming that it's going to be bad. It might be good, but I'm not going to see it. So, but that's the whole. A lot of people go, like, for me, if someone tells me a movie's bad, don't see it. If I want to see it, I'm going to see it. I'm not going to, because I'm not like Aragon. A lot of critics, and a lot of people didn't like the movie Aragon. And personally, I quite loved it. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. Even bought the DVD when it came out. And I haven't watched it in a while. And maybe I will again one of these days. But I quite enjoyed it. And I wish they'd make the second book into a movie. And the third. And the fourth. But maybe because it went so bad, they didn't make enough money. And they can't. But hello, directors. Other directors. Grab that and make another one. Make it better. Because they could be amazing movies. It's a concept that's like, yeah, there have been medieval movies and dragon movies, but they're not complete compared to this, compared to Aragon. Like, come on. And it could be even the same actors, but just different director. It just frustrates me when that kind of stuff happens. But, yeah, I make, I usually take things and I, like, not judge them, but I, like, have an opinion on them on my own doing. Like, on my own, like, if I didn't like a movie, it's because I saw it and I didn't like it. Not because someone else told me, but because I didn't personally. And from, like, an experience. Because I went and I saw and I was, and that's a lot of people's thing, that they don't experience it before or they don't get to know it or know the person or the thing before they, they do that. And they just go, oh yeah, you're probably right. It's like, go make what are you, a drone? Go make an opinion for yourself. Like, come on. Are you, like, seriously, you're a person. You're your own person, not a sheep. Like, yeah, go back to the farm then, Get real. Yeah, so, it's baffled me for a long time that people they assume things. Or with drivers, they just, like, or even, like, pedestrians, they just assume cars are going to stop for them. So many times I've had friends that just walk across the street and they go, oh, they'll stop. It's like, whoa, where are you going? Are you kidding me? They just assume that cars are going to stop for them. And then one of these days, boom, a car's going to hit them. Yes. Oh, did you assume that time too? Like maybe send you all to Mexico. Because in Mexico, the driver comes first. So if you go in and assume the car will stop you, they're not going to stop. They're going to run you over. Forget it. So, like, this whole mindset of like, assuming, like, where I'm accredited, the world owes me. Or when I've seen so many times where people go to movies and they just leave their cups in the things, like, they assume that the world owes them. And, oh yeah, people work there, so they'll clean up. It's like, yeah, they will, but so what? Take it up. Because, get your lazy butt out of the chair and stop being stupid. Pick it up, because while leaving the theater, you can put your garbage in the garbage. It's right there as you're walking out the door. How hard is that to just, oh, my hand, it's like, no. Really? Like, grow up. It's just common courtesy. Like, where did common courtesy go? People just, yes, it's the kind, I don't see that as judging, because it is common courtesy to just do that. To just, go the extra step. Another thing I feel is just like, it comes with texting too. Texting and Facebook. We see a text or a status, and we don't know how they're saying that. They could be saying something with sarcasm. It could be serious, or I don't know. And we just assume or we judge them by what they said, but when they might have meant it a different way, and we don't know unless we message that person or text that person back and said, did you mean this by that or this by that kind of thing? We jump to conclusions. Yes, another thing I just remembered. We assume, like, when someone texts someone and says, we need to talk, we automatically assume that it's bad. We just go, what did I do wrong? am I in trouble? Did I offend that person? Or in relationships, we need to talk. Is that person, he or she gonna break up with me? Oh no, oh, we always assume that when that's not always the case. A lot of time it is, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. Like somebody I know, he needed to talk to, like, it's at church, and he texted this other guy who goes to streams, and he's like, "Hey, are you gonna be at church next Sunday?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, can we talk?" And then so the whole entire rest of the weekend, I think it was on Friday, and then Saturday, no, it was a Thursday maybe, and then until like Sunday, the whole time he was just like, oh, thinking, what did I do wrong to offend him? Did I why did he need to talk? Did I do something wrong? And then on Sunday they met, and he told them it. He said, "No, I just needed to tell you something." He's like, "Oh, okay."